This is a video of my very, very old 18th birthday photo album that I got for myself. And basically, it has photographs from my trip that was paid all by my father then in 1999. And this was actually the first time when I traveled to the United Kingdom. And this trip was, the purpose of this trip was to study English. And basically my dad sent me originally with a group of, because my dad was already working in Moscow. Like I said, he lost his job in Estonia in 1987, and he moved. He had an opportunity to work in either Kiev or Moscow, and he chose Moscow. He went to work there in 1988. He relocated there, and he stayed there. And basically, in 1992, it was his idea to send me to the United Kingdom. I didn't ask this. He basically sent me with some group of actually grown-up adults. I was only 17 years old, and they were Russians from Moscow. I still don't know their names. I remember only the names of some of them. And he sent me to stay in Cambridge. Okay, so because they were all adults, were a lot older than I was. We studied business studies. And then I realized that the money was actually spent on something else. And so I actually requested that this money was actually spent on other things, because we realized that we were kind of stitched up a little bit because the Russians I've traveled with, they were stupid. Some of them were businessmen. I don't know their names. And they just foolishly spent their money there on other things. And okay, anyhow, the organizer of this trip was a British person called Tanya. Yeah, she has got a Russian origin, but she is very, very British. Tanya Croft Murray. Her surname is spelled C-R-O-F-T, and it's a double surname. The second surname, part of the surname, is spelled M-U, I think it's double R-A-Y. And she is a certified translator. She is an interpreter. She's somebody who loved Russian culture. That's why she worked with all those idiots who traveled there and stuff like that. And she actually is originally from Cambridge. She's a baroness. Okay, and I stayed there, studied English, and after those ones pissed off, I stayed there. This was the hotel where they originally placed us. That's in Cambridge. I'm 17 years old here. I didn't know how to dress properly and everything like that then, and I didn't know, it was 1992, and basically it was all new. I was only 17 years old, and that was the group I was with. They were all adults. One of the women here, I'll later show her picture, is called Polina, P-O-L-I-N-A. And I don't remember her surname. I don't know her surname. Anyhow, how this is known to the people who cyberbully me now, how this is known to one of the sex predators of Alexis DORNIER, who keeps threatening me, I don't understand this, because these pictures were only on paper. And they are on paper. They are in my flat. This is a woman who organized this trip. And this is Tanya Croft-Murray in the middle. I don't know the people next to her. They're probably just tourists. And this is the picture on the bank of the River Thames. We were traveling. I mean, literally, that means nothing at all. I don't know even the places that I took the pictures of. And one of the pictures, oh yes, there are some negatives as well. I mean, if they came to my flat, for example, that some neighbors were trusted with keys, for example, Eneka Nikiforov was trusted with keys, and he could have done something like that. I mean, they all are, you know, so involved in this. And this was the language school where I stayed after all those Russians pissed off. And I actually attended, it was called studio schools. The teachers were those ones, Watson, okay, and Derek Holmes. And I was 17 years old at the time, so I got this certificate. We had basically quite an international crowd. We had pupils from everywhere, from all over the world. My friend, I ended up befriending a Japanese woman. I think she was older, and I am 16 or 17. No, I'm 17 years old, so I was turning 18, I think, that year. So this is the only picture where I'm wearing a belt. I don't have a single picture where I would wear a black belt like this. I don't have belts, never worn belts, only there. So I don't know her surname, I don't know her name. She's from Japan. And while I was, you know, there, we've exchanged our addresses. There was no internet at the time, and we were probably, like, for a while, like, pen friends. She sent me once a souvenir from Japan when I was already in Estonia, and that was oh my god, I don't know what it looks like even. That was a souvenir that I kept in the basement of my flat here, by the way. Maybe it's still there, but it's something that neighbors did, something that neighbors rummaged with. So here I am, I'm 17 years old. Okay, this is the only picture where I'm wearing a belt. And this is that Russian group of tourists. This is Polina. Her name is Polina, and she was like, this is me. And she was like probably, I think from memory, she was in her 30s and I was 17. So she must have been 15 years or 16 years or older. And this was a teacher who taught at girls only schools. And she was living in Cambridge. She was originally Russian. And I disliked staying there because it was all kind of, she made me cook kind of Russian food for the guests or something like that, and Russian style pies and stuff like that, and I dislike all this shit and everything. And so I enjoyed when I actually moved from there and stayed with, you know, with British family, and when I made some international friends. Another friend I made there was Teresa, and she's German. And we also kept in touch with Teresa. Maybe her name in English is Theresa, but she's German. And this is her card, her photograph she sent me. This is not me, okay? This is Teresa that I met in this language school I stayed. I stayed with a British family, by the way. And this is Teresa's boyfriend. This is Teresa, not me. Teresa was also older than me, so I was 17 years old. She must have been probably 10 years older than me, at least. I was probably the youngest in that international school. So she later she sent me a picture of her herself with a boyfriend. His name is Stefan. Okay, and that was already later when she sent me this. Some of the pictures that I took was from the trips that we went with school, from school and everything like that. For example, we went to the place where Shakespeare was born. We went to the place where Cadbury's chocolate was made. This is from Cambridge. Cadbury's chocolate was made in... we went basically to quite a few places. And I also... in comparison to my sons, I was very, very independent. So I actually one day took a train to London on my own. I was only 17. I would never dare to send one of my sons nowadays on his own, on their own to London, for example, on a day trip. But I was really independent. Maybe it's a girl thing, I don't know. So this is me, and here I am, 17 years old. And the pictures all in my album, and I'm really sick and tired of all this. I don't know what these people have done. I don't know who copied all those pictures that I had here, how they copied them, how they managed to photograph them, because in bearing in mind I have so many photographs of my parents, black and white ones, which don't exist digitally anywhere, and how they have made it. Have they x-rayed my flat or what? I don't know. So basically that's it. There were like I said, I when I went to this school there, studio schools, there were people from all over the world, for example, but there were some people I've never kept in touch. For example, there were girls from Argentina, and where there's, you know, as international students, and because they were very rich, never spoke to them, never exchanged addresses with them. So and on one occasion, for example, we went to Scotland even for a day, just for a day there. And I don't really remember much from this trip, because it was a trip, organized trip on a coach. We went there and we returned on the same day. So it's very, very tiring. So I saw what I've seen. I've seen some parts of countryside, Scottish countryside, which is similar to Estonia in a way, but also very different, because they had a different sheep to what we have. They have sheep with black faces. We don't have sheep with black faces. And also they had, we saw Edinburgh. I didn't like it because it's all made of stone, and it's quite depressing town, really. So I didn't really like anything there. So apart from maybe from nature, I've seen from a bus, from the countryside, from on a way there on coach trip. So I mean, I haven't kept in touch with anybody, like apart from that Japanese girl who I don't remember name of. And I kept in touch with her until I started my studies at university in 1992. So again, after that, I never kept in touch with anybody. I certainly never kept in touch with those, for example. So I dislike Russians who are rich. I have something against this. I still dislike people who are rich. And these people were very, very rich. And their behavior basically was kind of, well, I wouldn't want to talk about it really. So I never keep in touch with people like that. So, but I have pictures in my flat, literally. I don't know what they've done. Like I said, this is the only photograph where I am wearing a belt. I'm 17 years old.